Lemon Balm did not come here to babysit your cortisol, but the internet gave her that job anyway, so let's root in. While I do something completely unrelated to Lemon Balm, because I'm out of Lemon Balm thanks to the Lemon Balm limeade that I made last week for Sober Summer Series, and then proceeded to drink all week long. And this is just a house hair oil I'm making because it's summer and we've been swimming a lot. Somehow this soft little mint family plant got dragged into every nervous system conversation on the internet. Anxiety, sleep, cortisol, ADHD, antiviral, thyroid, and suddenly Lemon Balm is expected to calm your nervous system, fix your digestion, save your sleep, regulate your stress hormones, help you focus, fight viruses, and clock in for an emotional support shift that she did not apply for. And that is not herbalism. That is the algorithm building a fake resume for a plant. And Lemon Balm deserves better than that. Melissa Officialis has a real place in herbalism. She has traditional use. She has research worth discussing. She has a long history in gardens, kitchens, teacups, and in apothecaries. But useful does not mean unlimited, and familiar does not mean that we get to get sloppy. I thought that thing for an unreasonably long time off camera. But the first thing the internet does is treat Lemon Balm like a panic button. You'll see her talked about like she is this soft, lemony emergency brake for anxiety, overthinking, cortisol, insomnia, nervous system dysregulation, burnout, and whatever else makes being alive feel too much like admin work. And I totally get why people want that. A lot of us are absolutely fried. And a lot of us are absolutely overstimulated. And a lot of us are walking around with a nervous system that has been asked to run a marathon through a haunted house while answering the phone and emails. So yeah, I'm making a double infusion. So yes, it sounds beautiful, calming plant, but calming is not one giant bucket where every clean gets to move in and start paying rent in vibes alone. So like calming how, for whom, prepared how, and at what dose, with what medications, for what kind of stress, and what else is going on with that person. And that's the part that the algorithm hates, because context slows down the sale and the internet just gets bored and starts wandering off. Lemon Balm does have a nervous system lane. That part is really real. But she is not a panic button. She is not a replacement for therapy, medication, food, sleep, boundaries, diagnosis, or getting out of whatever situation keeps setting your nervous system on fire. She is more like turning down the volume, not deleting the song, not smashing the radio over someone's head, maybe. She's just turning the volume down enough to where you can hear yourself think. That is a useful lane. Mild tension, restlessness, that fuzzy, scattered, overstimulated feeling where your brain has 17 tabs open and one of them is playing music from the 80s that you haven't heard in 30 years. That is the Lemon Balm conversation. Not this herb will fix your life by Thursday. There's not an herb for that. And then there's the digestion lane. And this is where Lemon Balm gets wildly underrated because everybody is busy trying to cram her into the calm girl anxiety lane, forgetting that she's aromatic in the mint family and very much connected to the gut. Traditionally, Lemon Balm has conversations around digestion, that gassy, fluttery, tense, sour, I sound like a Pepto-Bismol commercial feeling, not because she heals the gut, but because tension and digestion, nervous system is always talking to each other behind your back. And sometimes people don't want like a knock me out situation. They want, can I stop bracing long enough so I can digest a meal like a civilized mammal? That is very much the Lemon Balm lane. Gentle, aromatic, and doesn't have to be flashy. So like, yes, last week I put Lemon Balm in a glass. Beautiful, delicious, very summery. I drank it all week long. But Lemon Balm is not a medical protocol. And I need people to hear that without acting like I kicked the joy out of the glass. Okay? I did not. I love the glass. I made the glass. I am simply saying there is a difference between this is a lovely, supportive herbal preparation and this beverage is now a treatment plan. Those are not the same thing. So now let's talk about the antiviral lane. I'm going to hit it all up. I'm leaving a little headspace because this is going in my hot box. Lemon balm gets genuinely interesting and immediately unsupervised. Lemon balm research has real history, real research around HSV, specifically HSV in topical applications. A research lane is not a free way to say whatever you want, and specific HSV lane does not make it an automatic immune cure. A lemon balm tea is not an antiviral treatment. And it definitely does not mean a topical extract and a cup of tea and a glycerin and a capsule and a limeade are all doing the same job because they come from the same plant. That is not how preparation works, and that's not how herbalism works. A plant name is not a formulation strategy. Form matters, dose matters, preparation matters, route of use matters, the actual claim that you're making matters. And that is how herbal context gets really messy really fast. The study can be real, the internet claim can still be too big. And we're not done yet, there's more. But wait, there's more. The thyroid conversation. And this is where I need everyone to put down the cute little cup of tea for just a second. Lemon balm has been discussed around thyroid activity, especially in hyperthyroid adjacent claims. That does not mean that lemon balm is going to fix your thyroid. That means slow down. Your thyroid is not a mood board. And if someone has thyroid disease, is on thyroid medication, is pregnant, postpartum, symptomatic, or does not know what their labs are doing, they do not need a random reel or a YouTube video telling them to throw lemon balm at it. They need context. Herbs need context. People need labs when they're appropriate. You need to know what you're trying to support. Herbs can be used to support all of that with care. That does not make lemon balm scary. It means that the calm lane is a lot more serious than a caption. And here we go, last one, kid content. Man alive, I have neurodivergent children with ADHD and autism. Lemon balm for focus, sleep lemon balm gummies, lemon balm as the soft little behavior management herb. No, children are not tiny wellness projects. Neurodivergent kids are not content funnels. Sleep struggles, anxiety, sensory overload, attention, medication, school stress, trauma, food, home life, and development are not one lemon balm gummy away from being solved. Lemon balm can be part of a gentle family herbalism, absolutely, in appropriate situations. I give my kid lemon balm limeade. But when it starts getting marketed as a way to make children easier to manage, we need to be careful there. Because calming a child is not always the same thing as supporting a child. And the goal should be support, not sedation with better branding. This is not the new Benadryl era. So where does lemon balm belong? Just realized I was out of gloves and I wasn't recording when I tried to mop this up. Anyway, she belongs in the digestion conversation, especially when tension and digestion are tangled together. She belongs specifically in the HSV lane, not as a broad spectrum miracle, antiviral miracle. God dang it. She belongs in the thyroid lane only with context and caution. She belongs in family herbalism for kids who need support, not sedation. And she absolutely belongs in teas and glycerins and vinegars and syrups and kitchen preparations. And yes, summer drinks where the goal is flavor, connection, and gentle support. That is a beautiful plant profile, and that is enough. Lemon balm does not need to be nature's Xanax. She doesn't need to be a cortisol eraser, and she does not need to be an ADHD hack or a thyroid hack or an antiviral miracle. She is lemon balm. She is soft. She is aromatic. She is lemony. She is useful, and she is very specific and worth learning properly. I'm making such a huge mess because this is not a white mail jar. The plant does not become more valuable because we try to make it sound more powerful. It becomes more powerful when we tell the truth about where it actually belongs. So that is the whole point of all of this. And if you want real plant education that keeps plants in proportion, you can find that on my website, wildmedicineguide.com. And until then, absolutely go deeper than the headlines. I will see you in the next one when I clean all this up and I'll show you the finished product, the finished hair oil when it's done going through its second infusion, I made a big old mess of this. I'm like sun fried from being at the pool for the last week almost straight with the kids. Anyway, I gotta strain the rest of this oil into here. Like, comment, share, follow for more. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. There is so much to be had in the herbalism world, and we don't have to inflate the plants in order to make them special. I use them every day in real life context. I have been in remission for 2 years because I chose plants and I chose myself and my body over the pharmacy. And that's not to say that everyone can do that, but I have been able to heal myself, and I believe wholeheartedly in the plants and in the power that they have, which is why this series is so important to me. So enough about that. I gotta clean this whole mess up and go tend to my children. So like, comment, share, all the stuff and the things, and we will see you, the royal we, I will see you in the next one.